Off Day Sports fans, I'm Patrick Lujan for GSPN, back here for another edition of Sports Speak. We have a big program with Joe Guam and an interview with PXC heavyweight champion Roque Martinez. Is he really going to retire? We're going to find out tonight. But first, Roque Alcantara Jr., the main man here at Mighty Purple here in Agana, back at it again. Sir, thanks for hosting us once again for this great interview. But before we get into the interviews, you've got some goodies to share with us. What do we have in store for us tonight?
Well, first of all, thanks again, Pat, for being here. Thank you, GSPN. Thank you, people, for tuning in. I have a few, or just two items I'd like to showcase. One of them is actually our acai bowl in a coconut shell, right? We utilize a lot of coconuts here, locally grown from local farmers. So instead of just throwing them away and trashing them, why not improvise and use them for acai bowl, right?
Yeah, like recycling, huh?
Recycling, exactly, the local way. So, I mean, right now I have a monkey bowl, a Mighty Monkey bowl in it, but you can get any bowl we have here, customize your bowl too, and get it in a coconut shell. It's really nice for presentation-wise. It's even more convenient too, as it's more shaped up as a bowl than a cup.
So going back to the Mighty Monkey bowl, because that's a popular item here.
Yes.
Why do people like that item so much?
So it has a lot of elements that compensate each other. For example, the acai is sweet, natural sugars, right? Then the creaminess of the almond butter adds another element of sweetness. But then we also throw cacao nibs on it, which is a bitter chocolate. So we get the bitter chocolate, creaminess of the almond butter with the sweetness of the acai. And like I said, they all compensate each other. There's bananas in there too, so a little bit more potassium, another fruit element to go with it. My favorite bowl personally, because I'm simple too with that. I just like bananas, and then the almond butter is actually just an extra icing on the cake or icing on the acai bowl, basically.
Nice. Okay, so what's our other product that we have tonight?
The other product the other bowl I like to showcase that we haven't done yet is the Mighty Berry Bowl. I like to tell people there's no bananas in it. It's all berries, strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, goji berries, very good. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are jumping on it. They like the goji berry. It's a sun-dried goji berry, so it's a little bit of a chewy texture, which some people actually are learning to enjoy. But blackberries as well, those are hard to come across. Their shelf life is not as long as we would like it to be. But we try to have them every time here too.
So going back to our coconut shell ball, if our uncle at the ranch wanted to pass along some empty shells, he can just come on down and you can hook him up?
Oh, for sure. I mean, we don't go through as many coconut shells as we would like to. People come in here and they want the regular acai bowl cup that we have. The only thing about the coconut shell is it's less than 16 ounces, so we can't sell it for the same amount as we're selling our 16-ounce cups. So there is a little bit less costly as far as the bowl goes because of the quantity of acai that it. I mean, they come in different shapes and sizes tase so we'll go on a case by case basis. Sometimes you get the tautomon coconut shell, right?
That's more than 16 ounces.
That's more than 16 ounces, exactly. But it's just another way of showcasing our local ideas, right? And then also, like you said, recycling of them. And they're very nice for presentation. People have come in here and order them just to take a picture of it, put it on their social media or whatever. And then when you dig into it, it all comes together, and it's well worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
good stuff. So we have the very good ball there,
bowl
and the coconut display.
Coconut shell.
Yeah.
Acai bowl, anything you want in there, we do it.
Right. If you haven't checked it out, Mighty Purple here in Hagåtña, right next door to the Hagåtña post office, you're missing out. It gets busy during peak times, so make your way down here and try out their array of menu. I mean, from acai balls to fruit balls to paninis. We've done the feature on paninis. Awesome stuff. Got to try it out. So thanks, Roque, for having us down once again. And, when we come back from this break, we're going to be talking to Joe Guam about his past high school career with the FD Friars and what's in store with him coming up soon. We'll be right back.
This is our point of view. If there's a better way, take it. If there's a mold, break it. If there's a trail, blaze it. If you see the future, shape it. If there's an icon, remake it. If there's a perception, escape it. If there's a road, race it. If there's a shortcut, never, ever take it. If it can save lives, embrace it. And if there's a dream to be chased, chase it. This is what we make. And this is how we make it.
Howdy and welcome back once again to Sports Speak. We have Joe Pereira, a.k.a. Joe Guam. Thanks for joining us, Joe.
Thanks, man.
Joe is part of a rich FD tradition dating back to the late 1990s, where he was a two-time, or in some instances, a three-time defensive MVP with the FD Friars. That was pretty much the beginning of what is considered a dynasty right now, Joe. So tell us about your career with the Friars and how impactful it was you playing defense there.
So the beginning of I think the football championship started like 93 area right there, and then we just kind of followed in. But yeah, the experience of football, I mean, football's a really big tradition in FD. There's a lot of people that we grew up with playing even football at the GYFL level, right? And then we kind of naturally progressed into high school. We had a lot of guys that we looked up to that really kind of shaped the program, and of course Coach Tony Posadas, right, taking us all the way through. On the defensive side, we had Coach Roland Duenas that also guided us. But that's kind of where it all started, man. It was fun for us. Definitely every match we had against our big rivals at the time were JFK, GW, right, and Sanchez in different years. But yeah.
You still keep in touch with or watching the Friars now and what they're doing in football these days?
Absolutely, man. I'm a big football fan when it comes to football season, and in high school I'm watching the FD Friars, and when it comes to college I'm watching Arizona State University, where I graduated from, and then of course the 49ers. It's kind of funny how they all have similar colors.
Hence the GSPN colors too. So after FD, people really know you now as Joe Guam. You're obviously holding your ukulele, and tell us about the background of Joe Guam, how it started, and it's just taken off, the concept of your talent.
Well, I mean, it all started off, my last name's not very common. That's one, and it's not easy to spell if you've never seen it or heard it before. So I got the nickname, actually I just got the nickname Guam when I went out to play college football at San Jose State University. There were 6 Joes on the team at the time. Some of them got some not so choice nicknames, and I'm glad I didn't get that. But I just got Guam. They called me Guam for a long time, and it was really interesting just to know that I was out there. I was representing Guam, even though I didn't choose to. Like, I thought I was just out there by myself, but people referred to me as Guam, and I was representing Guam, and it was kind of a good honor. And then over time, it just kind of evolved into Joe Guam, and that's kind of how it stuck. And just to make it easier for people to know who I was, as opposed to my last name, trying to spell it, trying to say it. It's always that challenge, right? Yeah.
And for those who don't know, he has his own YouTube channel. You can check him out, Joe Guam, and on social media, he's gigging all over the island. Very talented. Young man still? Yeah.
Very young, I guess, if you want to call it. Yeah, I'm still 35, so.
Still, I guess qualifying for the Masters now. So, but yeah, check him out. He gigs all over the island, and just a nice transition from his athletic accomplishments to his musical talents. Finally, Joe, something close to the heart that you're trying to build for the Guam Memorial Hospital, and it's connected to your son Tegan. Can you tell us about that initiative?
Sure. So in May, we were very blessed to be able to have met our son, Tegan Michael Calvo Pereira is his name. My wife's name is Jackie, and in May we were very blessed to meet him. We got a chance to hold him, and we got a chance to smell him and touch him for 42 wonderful hours. He was born with a heart defect, and God's choice in that matter, and knowing what's best for him, God took him with his angels. So we miss him, but we know he's in a better place. We know where he's all he wants to be. But one of the challenges we faced throughout the whole process, and I'd like to, before I even start talking about it, I'd like to just say, thank you to all of the hardworking men and women who gave us the opportunity to even meet our son, right? Give us 42 hours with him. Those are truly miracle workers there in the NICU at GMH, and even Dr. Bial's at the Sagwa Minyagu. So, but through it all, he had a heart defect and needed constant oxygen. The wonderful people at United, when we were trying to medevac him out to Los Angeles, the Children's Hospital, they offered to give oxygen only to Honolulu, and that's because that's their jurisdiction. After Honolulu, it becomes a different area, and it's not something that's controlled by Guam. So they said we had to find oxygen from Honolulu to LA. So it's kind of weird, you're like, okay, I need to medevac my son. You think there's going to be processes and things in place to help you do all that, but they're like, you have to find oxygen for your son from Honolulu to LA. We're like, well, what are we going to do? And the price tag that they put on that for a walk-up oxygen concentrator, which are called personal oxygen concentrators, they're POCs, the price tag was pretty high. It's a couple $7,000 or something like that. And for any family, that's tough. And that's out of pocket. None of the insurance companies will pay for it, whatnot. So what we're trying to do now is coming up very shortly, we're going to have just an island-wide fundraiser. When we say island-wide fundraiser, normally, like the medical fundraisers are focused on a specific person or a family or whatever. This fundraiser would be to purchase as many portable oxygen concentrators as we can, to have them just on reserve for anyone to use, whether it's a baby, whether it's an adolescent or a teenager, or even up to an uncle, right? Just for anyone who needs to use it, just to get to where they need to be in terms of maybe it's not even medical. Maybe it's the last time they get to see their brother or something, and they can use it, something like that. So that's what we plan to do. We're working through the logistics right now. Through it all, there's always got to be some logistics to make sure that it's going to be available for everyone. But hopefully soon we'll have something that we can try and promote and push and support, so that everyone on Guam can benefit from it.
Big ups to you and to your wife, Jackie. It's a blessing, your opportunity. Tegan's Breath is the name of the program. And, once you hear about that out in social media and in the public, please come out and support it. It's going to be a great initiative and a great and thoughtful idea coming from something that's heart-wrenching and losing a child. So thank you, Joe, for sharing that. Thanks for joining us, and keep an eye out for Joe Guam. Go out and support him out in the gigs, and great, wonderful talent with the football background. Go Friars. Again, Tegan's Breath is going to be the nonprofit organization and program that all of us will be supporting, as well as GSPN. And I also concur with the hardworking folks at the NICU at GMH with my two wonderful miracles at home as well. So with that said, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, the PXC heavyweight champion, Roque Martinez. We'll be right back.
What a nice hike down to the waterfall on such a beautiful day.
Yeah, the water is so refreshing.
I agree. Water is life.
But did you guys hear about the drought Guam's in?
No, I hadn't heard. What's the deal?
Well, this year we're on the other half of El Nino. Last year we had all the storms. This year we have the drought.
Luckily, Guam has a fast-charging aquifer with plenty of water.
That's true. But we still need to do our part and conserve water. We don't want to waste it.
I keep forgetting to call GWA about the leak on my street.
Dude, you gotta get that fixed.
Right away.
Okay, will do. Small things make a big difference. Do your part, Guam.
Save water by fixing leaks in and around your home or ranch.
And if you have a leak in your village, report it to 646-4211.
Like us on our Facebook page, and for more water-saving tips, log on to guamwaterworks.org.
Half a day sports fans, and welcome back to Sports Speak. We have PXC heavyweight champion Roque Martinez here. Thanks for joining us, sir. Man, you just came back from Korea, and you came up with a draw, and then this announcement came out on social media, came from you, saying that you're retiring. Is that true?
Man, right now I'd have to say so. It's something I've been planning for a while. My real goal was just to, keep a winning streak going. I was, trying to get in touch with UFC, and, they just wanted me to keep winning. So I felt like if I can just keep winning, and hopefully try and get in. But the draw is just kind of a setback right now, and I'm not getting any younger. I got a lot of injuries, and it's just I think it's time. I mean, I've had a lot of fights, hard fights, and I just feel like maybe it's that time.
So you mentioned earlier before we started this interview that you're 30 years old, and normally for a fighter, that's probably either their peak time or they're getting into their peak time. Coming off of a 5-win streak and one draw, that's not bad. It's kind of surprising for most people that you're going to come out and say your retirement. How much of that decision has been your own decision, and how much has it taken in with your fiance and your family?
I want to say it's, I mean, everyone sees the fights I've been through, and of course my family doesn't want to see me hurt or crippled when I'm, 40 years old. And, I have my fiance, she cares about my health, everyone from my mom to my grandparents, and, it's just, I had to take all that into consideration. I want to grow up to be old and be around to see my family grow up, without having them to wheelchair me around the house or stuff like that. So, it's just, I think everyone's input, kind of helped out and just kind of made me realize, I want to live a healthy life when I get older.
Yeah, and for the most part, most fighters tend to have that fighting spirit, so to speak, and they fight maybe a little bit too long. Is that something that you wanted to avoid in this instance?
Yeah, I mean, when I really look at myself, I know I have that spirit. Early on in my career, that spirit sucked me into some tough fights, and I'll come out of there just face all beat up, and it's kind of something that I can see, especially with guys like you look at the big name guys like Vanderlei and stuff like that. Their fighting spirit's so strong that maybe it's not in their best interest. I mean, you don't like seeing people like that get hurt. So if I can leave the game a little early and just still be healthy, to me that's good. UFC would have been nice, but hey, maybe it's just not for me. Maybe I wasn't quite at that level yet.
So for your average fan who comes out and watches your fight, explain to them what it takes to get to that level of preparedness. I mean, you go in and the heavyweights, they're throwing some big shots. You yourself, you're a big hitter on the opponent, and you talk about that warrior spirit and coming out with injuries and having your face all busted up with going through wars. Explain how that process goes through preparing for that and then finally going through battle.
The process in itself, I mean, that's one of to me, that's the harder part about fighting is the preparation. You put your body through so much. You wake up in the mornings and, sometimes for me, I have the hardest time getting out of bed with my ankle surgery and all that. I still feel it, and you make it to training, you go through training, finally get to the fight, and then you're feeling good going into the fight, but then you have a tough fight and then your body's all beat up again, so it's just, it takes its wear, and I think you have to be prepared for that. And also, for the younger fighters, just if I could say anything, it's train smart, listen to your body. If you're hurt, heal up, and just take care of your body.
So Roque, for friends that know Roque, he's far from the fighting type of person. I mean, you're like a gentle giant. So how do you switch that, and where you're just so calm and collected, and then going in there and doing what you need to do to win?
For me, it's just, I can't really explain it, man. It's just, there's something about being in the cage, and when the spotlight's on, it's just, for me, I just like to rise to the occasion, I like putting on good fights for the fans, and it just, it's hard to explain. I just like to step up and put on a good show.
All right. Well, congratulations on a successful MMA career, and you have a lot of friends and fans. Well-respected individual outside of the cage as well, and I think that's how you gain most of your fans is because of how you carry yourself out of the cage, and I like to consider myself a friend of yours as well. So with that being said, I guess the next question would be, what's next for Roque Martinez?
I think right now I'm just gonna take maybe a couple weeks off and just relax, I'd say just a little over a year I fought 5 times, and I think right now the best thing would just to be to relax. Don't have to worry about going to training every afternoon, but just keep up with the regular gym stuff and see what happens from there. See what I want to do as far as another career path goes. So I'll just sit and wait and see what happens.
All right. So if this is it for you, young man, just turning 30 years old, I think it's probably the biggest and wisest decision you've made in your life. Congratulations again on that career path change. And no matter what you're gonna do with the looking back at your career, and if you're going to mirror that with your next career, I'm sure you're going to be successful as well. So congratulations on that. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for Roque Alcantara for hosting us here at Mighty Purple once again. And for Joe Guam and his initiative coming up, stay tuned on GSPN. We'll be a big supporter of that. And of course, the champion, Roque Martinez, congratulations on his retirement. On behalf of everyone at GSPN, I'm Patrick Lujan. Good night. Oh, yeah. So how was that Seahawks game today?
Not good.